Well, we'll continue to follow breaking news this morning, as we've been doing all morning long in Detroit, where a dumpster hauler has brought down a passenger bridge.
Fox News' Roop is live on the scene with an update on the driver. Roop.
Yeah, and it's a sad update at that. You know, they first said that there were non-life-threatening injuries to this man who was driving this truck, but sadly we have learned that the driver of that hauler has died. This all happened about 5:45 in the morning. You'll see the damage on the bridge itself. Obviously, the bridge was brought down. What happened here, you're asking, to cause this deadly accident? Well, I'm going to show you the actual truck. So let's not go to video just yet. Let's go ahead and show them the truck that man was driving. You'll see where the bridge collapsed. This is the Waste Disposal Services truck. And now look at the back of that. Now imagine for a moment a garbage truck. Now imagine a large industrial-sized dumpster. That's what was, that's the kind of truck that this is. It's used to hauling that type of thing. The lift was apparently up. It was in the up position, and when it was driving on the Southfield Freeway, it apparently then brought down the bridge. And joining me now live is Lieutenant Michael Shaw with Michigan State Police, and I'm just explaining to everybody at home how this all happened. What else can you tell us? The lift being up, and then the entire bridge is brought down.
And that's what we're understanding from now. Our traffic crash reconstructionists just got out here, so we'll be able to get a kind of a better look to what goes on. Also, we're going to need to move part of the bridge to take a look at the boom or the parts of the truck that are still underneath where the bridge collapsed. So that's what we're kind of looking at now. But preliminary things is that maybe he was sleepy, or forgot to bring the boom down, and that's what struck the overpass.
So it strikes the overpass. I understand from MDOT that this bridge was in good condition, or at least fair condition, when it came down. This was clearly because of the truck hitting it, not because of a faulty bridge.
Correct. We've got first reports that it was a collapse. It's not. It's actually a traffic crash. Unfortunately, sometimes we see this quite often, not to this extent, where maybe a semi is a little bit bigger than what they thought they were and maybe strike the bottom of the bridge. This is the same case, but if you look at it, he's probably, let's face it, the Southfield, maybe a 55-mile-an-hour speed limit, but most traffic in the morning around 6 o'clock is probably doing 70. He strikes it 70 miles an hour, doesn't realize the boom's over. That momentum is enough to take down a bridge.
This Waste Disposal Services driver, obviously that whole company, his family, his friends, mourning his loss right now. It could have been worse had there been more people under the bridge at the time, though, right?
Absolutely. If you kind of look at it, and we feel very sorry for the driver and the company as well, but a half hour, 45 minutes later, the Southfield Freeway is bumper to bumper. Now, would it had the momentum to bring the bridge down? There's a lot of what-ifs there, but yes, this could have been a lot worse.
Lieutenant Mike Shaw with State Police, thank you so much.
You're very welcome.
We appreciate you talking to us. And speaking with MDOT officials, by the way, just a few minutes ago, I learned that it's going to be days before this bridge can be completely, removed and the highway completely open. She did say, however, that representative, that oftentimes the contractors will surprise them. They have to actually take apart this bridge piece by piece, beginning by using welders to kind of cut across the steel beams, take it apart, and then start reconstructing it. And then they got to make sure it's sound. So there's a lot of work to be done here before the highway can be reopened. Obviously, this is a nightmare for traffic, but the true tragedy here and the real story here is the fact that one person has been killed because of this particular incident. Again, the bridge didn't just simply collapse. It was struck by this truck, a hauler, that was going on the Southfield Freeway close to 6 o'clock this morning. We're following the story. We'll bring you an update coming up in just a few minutes. But first, let's get a check on how this affects our traffic and our morning commute. For that, we turn to the Traffic Authority, Kevin Sanderson. Kevin.
And thanks, Roop. M39, the Southfield Freeway, is closed because of that pedestrian overpass collapsing onto the freeway at Cathedral Street. That's north of Joy Road. They are forcing you off at I-96, the Jeffries, on the southbound side. Northbound is being forced off at Ford Road. Best alternates would be probably Telegraph as your best one. Evergreen and Greenfield also being used as an alternates, but they are loading up. So once again, use Telegraph to get around that closure. It's going to be there for a few days, as Roop was saying.